It's Jay.
And this is
A Sip
and a Shot Shooters. And we are here. You know what? We had a topic. But
I'm
switching it up.
Oh, okay.
Because in my captions and descriptions, I said we will talk about this later.
Oh, okay.
I'm just gonna say 2 words. And I want your opinion.
Okay.
Porsha Williams.
Oh, bitch.
Oh, wait.
Oh, I was... Okay, first of all, I'm already feeling my drink from the episode. I'm intoxicated. I was really about to flick this lime off, but let me take it off like an adult. Now it's our drinks.
Yes, this is we have different, same drinks, but this is a Pegu Club, and that's a
Tiki Torch.
And this is in honor of Asian American and Pacific Islanders Heritage Month.
Oh, that was good.
Check us out.
Yeah.
Cheers to the good.
Cheers to the bad.
Cheers to all the things we wish we had.
Clink, clink. Oh yeah, that's quality now. The ribs really messed up the
Yeah. See, it's not bad. It's not like too sweet. Not. Yeah. Anyway, Porsha Williams. Because last week was our social media week.
Yes.
But everything broke after we were, because we...
Naturally.
Yeah, we recorded that Saturday and everything came out that Sunday. Yeah. It was Mother's Day, so...
One day we might have an audio engineer and we can do it the same day or early, like Tuesday night.
Yes.
So my thought with it is... That's messed up. Long story short, yeah. I feel like even... just because when they work together and there's been very clear meetings of like interactions through the wife with the husband, in my terms and girl code, leave it be, let it rest. Especially in the time frame that it is. I don't know if it was 2 years from now that I would feel the same way. I don't know if it was 5 years, a year. They just filed for divorce in January. And it's May. You've been dating for a month, so that's April. And you're engaged. And I think that, for me, that's like a little too close in the timeline for comfort.
Well, just because you filed for divorce in January,
I know it doesn't mean you're separated.
Well, no, I mean, yeah, like you could have been separated before.
That is well and true, but you decided to sign those papers and take it to the courts and make it official, like officially.
No, I'm saying like even if they filed for divorce in January, they could have been separated in like September, October.
I know. I mean, in the state of Maryland, you have to be separated for at least a year. I fully understand that.
Which is not. That's not what happened.
Yes.
For the simple fact that they were recording during COVID.
Yes.
So.
And that's it. That's my
filming.
That's, I mean, even people saying like, oh, that's her friend. And, you know, TV is different where people might, like, they say it's your friend, might not be your friend. But once I feel like you go into that circle of being a housewife or on a show and you have to film, you have to go on trips with somebody, like, you're around that person. I think spouses should be a little off limits. Just for a little bit. Give it a buffer time. Give it a little buffer.
She gave it 3 months buffer.
That's not enough buffer.
If he filed in January and they started dating in April,
I think if any acquaintance of mine or yours started dating your ex 3 months after the fact,
acquaintance might be a little strong.
It has to be an acquaintance because they work together. You got checks together. Your check came from the same people. But
how many times did you film together? If you only film like 3 days out of the year, is that like an acquaintance? Is that a friend?
It's an acquaintance.
Listen, I'm gonna say it like this.
Devil's advocate or real VJ?
Well, before I do that,
like, run me the information, ma'am, and I can.
You know, I think she's a Cancer, and that's why I'm like. I think Porsha's a Cancer.
A July Cancer must be. She can't be of my species. I would say breeding.
Well, like let me tell you why I think she's a Cancer. Because the father of her child, she got pregnant with her daughter like the second date. She moves quick.
She does move quick. Oh my gosh! After her husband, Shut up.
Is that a middle finger? I don't think they can see behind.
It is a... As I sip my drink.
I'm only saying I think she's a Cancer because, and I think you have said this on the podcast. Jame is the type where she could see herself being engaged to someone 6 months after knowing them.
Yes, that is true. Now,
and Porsha's 40 years old. Like you at 40, you know if you want to be with that man or not. And the fact,
I don't agree.
Go ahead.
What? I think after a certain age, you might be able to see yourself with anybody, depending on the level of foolishness you've gone through in the past. Like her ex-husband when she first got on the show, all of that, I think that might have caused issues. Now, I will say that I can
not
see
having her father caused issues.
Yeah, like there's a lot of things that have built up to this point where it's like you find a feeling of security and you latch onto it quickly and you don't want to lose it despite what the outside things are saying. Now, as a June Cancer, because there's a difference.
Let me double check to see if she's a Cancer. Hold on, before you go.
Because between you and Justin LA Boy slandering Cancers and Virgos today, I'm not having it. I am sick of it. But I will say, and because of how my parents...
Ask me when her birthday is.
When's her birthday?
June 22nd.
No! I've been betrayed! Betrayed?
June 22nd, sis. That's good old June Cancer.
Anywho, I'm gonna stand for her. When's Sweetie's birthday? I feel like I should please let her be July. Can't handle another blow to my ego in one episode.
Okay.
What is it? What is it? We might be the crazy ones.
July 2nd.
Oh, okay, cool. Okay, thank you. Okay, so a little better.
Fresh in the July.
Fresh in the July. It's fine though, but she hit it. Anyway, I will say this. Yes, I can see myself early on with people. But I think it's because I'm very accepting of who people are as individuals. But on the flip side, I'm very not accepting of BS in a lot of situations where it's like, if I don't like the way that you think, I don't like your ideals, I don't like the way you talk, I don't like the way you dress.
I think that's a new thing for you.
What, new thing?
I think that's a little new for you.
No, it's old. I just get stupid with certain people.
No, because you're the type to give people chance. Like, you do give a chance.
Oh,
and
yeah.
you do try to, figure it out. Like, how can I make that work? I think in the back of your mind, the people who you knew it wasn't, the people who it didn't work out with, you knew it wasn't going to work with. Yeah. I believe in giving people chances. Yeah. I don't like to judge people off of one interaction or one situation. I'm a good first impression person.
Yeah, I mean, yes. But I think maybe because my friends are assholes that I'm like... that might not be who you really are.
She's not referring to me.
No. I'm not. The male friends of mine. Yeah. They have never mind.
Well, let me ask you this. Do you think a man... right. Let me stop
myself in trouble.
The man who you meet, is it better for them to approach you on some asshole shit or some, charming shit?
Charming stuff.
Really? Charming stuff?
Yeah, charming stuff.
Okay.
Yep.
So, the other part about Porsha that I was going to say.
What?
That man is worth $40 million.
It's a level up.
That man is worth $40 million.
Level up.
Sorry, acquaintance.
Listen, you can't.
Who I don't call.
Listen, if a big fish jumps in your boat, you don't have to send it back. Okay. You been out there catching small fish, a big fish jump in. Oh, hello.
There's a TikTok. I shared it on my page. Because all the women are like, oh, you can't have your girlfriends around your man. Listen, you worried about your man who's worth $30,000
and got about 3 kids?
You ain't got to worry.
We don't want him
you ain't gotta worry, sis.
And that's,
ain't nobody checking. Listen,
that might be another shooter.
Of value is checking for your man.
That might be another shooter. Men
now,
being paranoid about women wanting them for the money that they don't have.
They don't have. That's we're gonna tag that. We're gonna pause on that.
Check that.
Yeah. So yeah, part of me is like we've reached our shooter limit, but I have one more that was on social media.
Sure.
Have you seen the I don't know which one I want to talk about more. Have you seen the pregnant woman on her knee proposing to her man?
No.
At the beach?
No.
Oh, okay. I'll show you that because everyone's like, well, what would you do?
What would you do if your son was at home crying alone?
Cut.
I was like, if I don't sing it, will it get copywritten?
Maybe.
I don't think YouTube is that smart.
You haven't seen that? She probably about 7 months pregnant on one knee proposing to, I'm assuming her baby daddy at the beach.
Hard no. Derek Jackson posted it.
This is the most recent one. It's been all over. It's been all over social media.
I was like, anything he posted is automatically out for me.
Oh, no. He's posting this late. It's been all over.
I mean, even still, he felt the need to post it.
Well, look, he posts his baby mom in the way.
I saw that. He has no other option.
Yeah, her Afro puff of righteousness.
He has no other option but to do that. I am not.
She could have taken the glasses off for this photo, and he needs to stop trying to look tall. He's like 5'7".
I said that. I as soon as I saw the picture, I was like, you could have quick second.
Short.
I feel like my stance on marriage proposals is, even though I don't think I stick to necessarily old school ideals, traditional ideals, I think it's a man's responsibility to propose. I understand a woman wanting to propose. Like I get the whole mindset behind it. I get why you feel like you might want to, need to, should do. But I think there's a lot of times I feel like if a man loves you, you'll know it. If he wants to be with you, you'll know it. It won't be a question. You won't have to question anything. You won't have to put your foot out there. You won't have to open that door to like run through it in order to catch him. He'll be there for you. And maybe that's me being a very minimal romantic person.
I don't, for the record, I 1000% agree.
Oh yeah, I know.
Yeah. I'm just trying to keep my mouth shut.
Yes. I think that, especially pregnant, I think a lot of times men take responsibility of their family, their children, once they find out about it. I say a lot of times, I know people think of male bash, but I believe a lot of guys out there want their kids.
The fathers we had wanted us.
Yes, the fathers we had our fathers, okay? I feel like a lot of guys out there want to take that responsibility, or they'll do the right thing and marry the person. But the fact that he lets you get on one knee when you're that far along, I feel like says a lot about the person that you were trying to marry.
I don't disagree. For me, I think as women, we have the tendency to take a lot away from men. Okay. In the sense of, women can be very controlling, and we want things how we want it, when we want it. Yeah. Why we want it, whatever. And a lot of times men aren't able to. There are certain things that men want to be able to do. Men, not boys. Men. Not like boys trying to be men, but actual men. Like there are certain things that they want to do. Yeah. And I think for us as women, sometimes it's hard, and we don't think about it, to just let them be men and let them do that. And I think doing that takes away from the positive. It takes away from him being able to do that for you. Because I hate saying, but like, what's next? So if you propose, do he plan the wedding? How did that work? Like, are you gonna be?
I feel like if you propose, you still plan the wedding. Like, I think if a man wanted to marry you,
he would marry you, and don't rush it.
You wouldn't have to feel the need to like, oh, let me get on one knee, let me get the ring, let me do X, Y, and Z.
Imagine you getting out with 7-month pregnant belly. Like, girl.
He gonna have to help you up.
And who took the picture? Because, Jane, let me tell you this. If your ass ever thought that you would get on a
listen, we wouldn't even be on that damn beach.
No, we wouldn't.
We wouldn't have, you wouldn't have got a ring.
Girl, I'll take you. I'd be like, I get you there. We be in damn Maine. By the time, well, where are we going? You're not going to do this.
The ring wouldn't have been purchased.
You know what? Let me ask you this. If I said I wanted to do that, would you have told him? Every man that I have dated.
No. I'm not telling him shit. That ain't got shit to do with him. I'm going to talk to you.
Be like, bitch, you lost your mind.
You lost your mind.
Every man that I've dated would not have gone for that.
Yes.
But every woman that I know who's married, like I have a few friends who are married, they knew, both them and their now husbands knew that they wanted to be married.
Yes.
And for one of them, like, she was like rushing it, like, when are we gonna be married? Da, da, da.
Yeah.
And he was like, when I'm ready. Because there's something he has to have.
Yes.
And when she finally stopped asking, that's when he did it.
Yeah.
And my other friend who just recently, it's almost been a year now, but she knew, and I loved how he did it, because she's like, I wanted like some type of surprise, but I was like, girl, he wants you to know. Yes. Listen, if he can send you the tracking number, like,
it's going
I'm
down, baby girl.
It's like, don't you fret. But I think that we have to. I don't want to say there's so few chances for men to be men, but in this society, there aren't many chances for men to be men, and we need to allow them, when they take that role, like, let them take it. And you want, whatever man you have, you want them to know, you want to know for yourself
that he is.
I'm drunk because my mouth is like, it's full of spit.
Okay. Okay. I think you're right. I feel like a lot of women have a timeline in their heads. Like, we all have a timeline that we're competing against. Yeah. And it might be our biological clock. It might be the goals that we have in our own minds, stuff that we saw growing up, what society tells us. And so it's like, once we get to a point where we find somebody that we're like, yes, we can marry them, it's like, we're automatically on well, why don't you want to marry me? What's going on? We should get married. We should do this. Let's do this.
But you got me pregnant.
Yeah. You got me pregnant. Yeah. And so you try to push for an answer when I think it's really hard to do so, to take a step back and be like, let's see where it goes. Like, let's figure it out. Let's take the time, because you might learn a little more about the person. The person might not be right for you. Or they might be the right person for you. But rushing it is not going to get you there. Like, it'll get you past that first checkpoint, but then all the things that come after it, you might not be ready for.
Listen, you might as well, at this age,
what?
Date a few at a time. Like, the man that wants you, he gonna be like, I don't want you dating nobody else. Well, put a ring on it.
That's what I down. Or he might be crazy, because that's what my crazy ass ex said. But we're expelling that demon out of here. Not you.
Here.
I realized when I started pushing, it was to you. You gotta exercise your demons. Send them away.
That's all I got.
Okay.
I was gonna do the dating person, but we can save that for another one.
We're knocking on 20 minutes.
Let that man be that man. Get up off your knees, sis, unless it's for something else.
And if you want to date your friend's man, if he's not a level up,
she's not her friend.
Your associate, your coworkers,
so girl, you know,
your coworkers.
Don't let
if you gotta show up to work,
don't let some chick you might know a little bit stop you from your happiness.
That's what they're saying.
$40 million worth is happiness.
That's what everybody says till somebody end up on Snapped. And on that note,
it's BJ.
It's Shane.
And this is
A Sip
and a Shot. Bye.